My name is Masonelity, and you are watching this video because you are subscribed to the channel, formerly Says Mason Pokemon, now Masonelity Pokemon. If you've been subscribed to the channel for long enough, you knew about Pokemon Altitude, which was my Fakemon region that I started in 2022, 2023, around that time, and I was going to turn it into like an episodic series where I showed off my entire Fakemon region. You know, I put a lot of money and effort and work into it, and I got about 6 episodes in out of the planned 18 to 25 episodes, and then production stopped. And I got a lot of comments asking what was going on and where I was and if the series was going to continue. And I know it's a little bit later than I was wanting to talk about it, but yeah. Pokemon Altitude is not gonna continue. I've decided to cancel the project. I canceled the project a couple years ago, and I'm gonna explain in this video why I made the decision to do so. There's no script that I'm writing for this episode. There's no, I'm not trying to come up with, excuses. There are excuses as to why I made the decision to cancel the series, but I'm going to get into that right now. So I started production for the actual video series in 2023, and I had the entire thing planned out, every episode. Not all the scripts were written, of course, but I got it all planned. It was fully planned. Here's what was going to happen in each episode, and I was going to write it all. I had voice actors for every single character, every single person in the series. I was going to have a lot of cool guests be voices for some of the characters. I had Jack Manifold planned. I had Trevor from Good Mythical Morning and Smosh planned, Kara Corvus, and of course a bunch of my friends. You know, like Zach and Robin, who you did hear in the series already. Their episodes did make it out. And then 2023, I started early 2023. November of 2023, I had a major surgery on my stomach, and basically it didn't go very well. I had a lot of adverse side effects. I lost my vision for a little bit. I couldn't keep food down. I couldn't drink anything. I was just throwing up all day, every day. And no matter what, we couldn't really figure out what happened until late February. Late February 2024 is when I checked into the emergency room for the umpteenth time that 3-month span. And we tried this tube feeding thing, and eventually my stomach kind of just got back to good, and we're good, and I was fine. March 2024, I got back to work. I had to take, a bunch of time off of work. I lost a lot of money doing that. And then I also, most of my funding for this project, because I funded it completely out of my own pocket, was coming from my second job, which was I was the voice of Ask MK and Easy Peasy, to Reddit YouTube channels that you may or may not be familiar with. Ask MK had 120,000 subscribers. Easy Peasy had 500,000 subscribers, and I was a voice on on both of the channels. I was one of the voices on both of the channels, and I was making pretty good extra money. And so I decided to, instead of saving it for something important like my future and my livelihood, I dumped the entire amount of money into commissioning artists and making this Fakemon project, which I don't regret doing, because I love my Fakemon project. I just didn't really get to finish it. The video portion of it, I guess. All the art is done, but the actual video portion I didn't get to finish because I was let go from that YouTube job and was out of a job, no extra money, plus not working full time until, like another month getting back to on my feet after my surgery. And so money was just really tight. And I was in a really bad headspace. I had a lot of stuff going on, and I just lost a lot of motivation to finish the project, and I didn't have the funds to pay the voice actors that I had wanted to hire. Because I wasn't asking anybody for free labor. Not even my friends. I was going to pay all of them. And because I didn't have the money to pay all of them, I canceled the project. Because the direction that I wanted to take it in, I could not take it in because I didn't have the money or the motivation to continue doing it how I originally had planned to do it. Which sucks. It sucks a lot. It's just a bunch of bad circumstances. I had a really, really good time making the project, and I want there to be a way to finish it or do it again in a different way. But I may just have to not start over, but start the series over in a different format instead of it being purely like a video game, quote-unquote, essay of how it progresses and all that kind of stuff. I might just have to do, like, explaining the Fakemon, something a little less fantastical and a little more descriptive, I guess is what I'm saying. But yeah, so I'm sorry. I really am. There was a lot of people who were really into the series, who really, really liked what I had going on, but I just, for the life of me, couldn't finish it. And now it's 3 years later. Well, 2 years later, I guess, because it was 2024. 3 years from when I started the series. It's 3 years after the series started, basically. And I just, like, there's no point in doing it now. Like, there's no point in continuing how I had it. I finished episode 6, released episode 6 2 years ago, almost. So there's no point in doing episode 7, especially because I'm not going to have voice acting in the rest of it if I wanted to do that. So I canned it. It's not happening, unfortunately. Like I said, the only way that this would continue is if I rebooted it as a different type of series, not just like a walkthrough of the events of the story like I normally had explained it. It would be like, episode 1, meet the starters. Episode 2, meet the Route 1 Pokemon. Episode 3, here's some evolutions. Episode 4, the legendaries. Episode 5, the gimmicks, the mega evolutions, blah, 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 blah. It would have to be something like that. And if there's anyone here who is still watching this channel and would be interested in something like that, let me know. I don't expect anyone to see this video or comment on this video because I haven't posted anything in 2 years, and I'm sure you're all very disappointed, and I'm disappointed in myself. Like I said, it was just really bad circumstances, and I can't get myself to do it again. It would have to be something different. I don't have the money to do it how I wanted to do it. And even if I had the money now, I have way more stuff going on, in my life. I have bills. I have a lot of bills. I have a beautiful girlfriend, and we're gonna move in together soon. And I don't have the free money to spend on projects like this anymore, unfortunately. So, if you see this video and you get to the end, we're 10 minutes into the video now. if you want me to start the series over and do it a different way where I can do the whole thing, let me know. Like the video, comment on the video. If you and your buddies watched this series together a couple years ago and would be interested in watching the whole thing and watch me explain the whole thing, it basically just instead of it being like the video walkthrough essay like I have, like the story mode, basically it would be like just me yapping about it and like explaining the etymology and explaining the inspirations and like the abilities and that kind of stuff. I'd be more than happy to give that a try. But otherwise, yeah. I'm super sorry that I failed this project. But I had so much stuff going on, and then even now I still have stuff going on. So I can only, the only thing I really can do is ask for your guys' forgiveness and hope that you can forgive me. Thank you for tuning in. If any of you did, have a good one. Thanks.